In Wales, pharmacists will soon be allowed to write prescriptions themselves for certain indications. This is how family doctors should be relieved. That's what health politicians argue. The English medical profession is watching with excitement new initiatives by British health politicians to allow pharmacists to issue prescriptions themselves without a doctor being involved. In Scotland, this is already possible with certain clinical pictures. Now Wales is to follow. Health politicians in Wales argue that the primary care sector has not only been chronically overburdened in many places since the start of the COVID pandemic. It is therefore high time to relieve the family doctors in Wales. To achieve this, hundreds of pharmacists in Wales will soon be authorized for the first time to write prescriptions for patients who come to pharmacies with symptoms. The prerequisite is that the pharmacist has previously successfully completed additional training in the field of prescribing medicines. In addition, the new service will be limited to certain, mostly acute illnesses such as respiratory infections, chronic pain, or asthma. Contraception in emergencies is also included. In Scotland, pharmacists are already allowed to issue prescriptions in certain cases. In England and Northern Ireland, on the other hand, this is not yet permitted. One would first like to wait and see what experiences pharmacists and general practitioners in Wales and Scotland have with the new practice. "We are monitoring this very closely," said a spokesman for British largest medical association, the British Medical Association, or BMA. The BMA represents the professional interests of more than 100,000 medical professionals nationwide. Health policymakers in Wales argue that allowing pharmacists to write prescriptions is in the interests of both patients and GPs. Patients often have shorter journeys and would avoid long waiting times in the family doctor's office. And for pharmacists, this opens up new fields of activity and new sources of income. However, there are also concerns and reservations within the medical profession. Some critical voices have accused public health policy of using the pandemic to further restrict the responsibilities of general practitioners in order to save money in the National Health Service, the NHS. The London Department of Health said it would look closely at the experiences in Wales and Scotland. Only then can a decision be made as to whether similar initiatives could also be started in England. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.